Hey there, folks. Brian King here. Just woke up from an afternoon nap. Yay, self-care. And there's a conversation that I've been having repeatedly for, I don't know, past 6, 7 months or so. And it's one that I had to find some reconciliation for because I've been through a divorce. My divorce from my ex was absolutely devastating. And, because she had basically declared that she didn't want to be married to me anymore. She had another guy already lined up. It was humiliating. And it was really, really devastating. And I've had conversations with people that ended relationships, whether it was personal, professional, and there was a guilt because other people were hurt by the ending of that relationship. They took it personally, just like I took personally the way my previous marriage ended. And how could I not? I was so invested in that. And my first conclusion was, or one of my repeating questions was, why wasn't I good enough? Why wasn't I good enough? And when I would lose clients and they would go move to somebody else and they would be happier and have better results, and I would ask, why wasn't I good enough? Why couldn't I be everything? The people-pleasing part of me. And I remember about 6 months ago, I switched coaches. Someone I'd worked with for a couple of years, and I thought, hey, this person is a good person. This person is a smart person. This person really seems to be helping the other people around them besides me. But then I got to realize that, okay, this person's not a good person for me. Even though they're a good person, they're a smart person, they're a generous person. But that doesn't mean they're the best fit for me. So one of the things that I realized was, just because a person is not right for me, doesn't mean that they're not good enough in general. But often we tend to make that assumption about ourselves. We tend to generalize it. If I'm not good enough for this person, I must not be good enough at all. And that's not the case. Not any one of us is a one-size-fits-all for anyone that's going to come across us in our lives. We start at one point when we meet each other. And depending on how long we're together, we could grow, have different experiences, our priorities change, we realize more about what's right for us, or what's right for us changes because of our growth and our increased awareness. And then we need to make a decision. Do we decide to go with what's better for us? Or do we decide to stay because we want to spare the other person's feelings? We don't want them to think that they're not good enough. So we stop growing in order to spare their emotions. And I'm not pretending for 1 second that that's easy to do. But the bottom line is, for your own sense of self-worth, for your own ego, is to understand that when your relationships end, whatever they may be, it's not somebody saying that you weren't good enough in general, or that the other person is better than you. What they're really saying is that other person's better for them. Where they are in their life right now, they believe that this person is better suited to help them move forward. And sometimes that means divorce, it means ending a business partnership, it means ending a friendship, it means changing coaches, changing jobs, moving to a new town, whatever it is. It's you saying, this now is better for me. And it can stop right then and there. It doesn't have to mean it's better than you, it's smarter than you, it's worth more than you. That is something we do to ourselves because of the comparison game. Because we think in terms of better or worse. Someone's more lovable or less lovable. Those are not the only choices. Because those are all or nothing choices. The choice is to understand, and this is one of my favorite sayings of all time, that people come into your life for a reason, a season, or a lifetime. And sometimes you want somebody to be in your life for a lifetime. But it turns out for you, or for them, it turned out to be more of a season because their needs changed, their goals changed, whatever it was. And part of the grief process is to come to terms with the fact that, you know what, it wasn't about you. It wasn't a criticism of you. Sometimes words get exchanged that say it is about you, and it can be very hurtful. But in order for you to find peace and move on, you need to realize they didn't kick me aside because I wasn't good enough. They decided that our relationship wasn't right for them, but a different one is right for them. And part of being human, part of being compassionate, part of not being attached to things is wanting other people to find what's right for them. Even when in the moment it seems like you can't live without it. But part of grieving helps you realize that, yeah, you can, even if it hurts. Because at the end of the day, you are good enough. You always were. And if somebody decides to move to a different relationship, in personal or professional, it's because they found what's better for them. And I hope you find the relationships and insist upon the relationships that are right for you, that are better for you. And please understand that you're not looking at somebody else and saying you weren't good enough. You weren't smart enough. It's just that you weren't a good fit for each other. And you know what? Not every pair of pants I'm ever going to try on is going to be a good fit. You know? Not every pair of glasses is going to be a good fit. But I'm not condemning all the rest of the jeans and glasses to hell because they weren't a good fit for me. Because I know darn well they're going to be a good fit for somebody else. So, that's my 2 cents. I imagine there's more to this conversation, but I hope that distinction is helpful for you because it can be very liberating and really help you not take these changes as personally, as deeply for as long as you may otherwise have been inclined to. So remember, you're good enough. You always were. And anything that makes you think otherwise, you probably are misunderstanding. So have an amazing day, weekend, and thanks for being you.